I'm Sir Tap Tap, and let's play Entwined. This is a game that was a surprise announcement at this year's E3. Um, it's a new studio in Sony's worldwide studio called Pixel Opus. Um, Brand new team and everything. Um, Pretty surprising announcement, but it's just my sort of thing. It's an artsy sort of... It's hard to explain. I'll just let you see the gameplay, honestly. But the visuals and the music are absolutely just beautiful. So the story of the game is there's this fish and a bird, and they're in love, but since they're a fish and a bird, they can't be together. Because of the whole water and air thing. But at the same time, they can't be separate. And hence the name Entwined and stuff. And they're gonna kiss. Aww. It's very pretty. If you hear thumping, that's my cat's tail hitting my keyboard. It's a co-op let's play. The game's only $10, by the way. I consider it worth it only for the awesome visuals, but the gameplay is actually pretty fun, and it's more challenging than I expected too. Starts off pretty easy, as it should. Also, the title scenes are really pretty thingers. Oh, there's hints. I usually leave those off, and it lets you invert your Y-axis for certain controls. So let's play our first lifetime. I'll just show, I don't know, probably 15 minutes, maybe 2 worlds, maybe 1 world. Just to give you a taste of the game, not the whole thing. It's honestly, it's mostly gameplay and just discovering all the pretty stuff. I highly recommend it, if you couldn't tell already. The game does have, the game is currently out on PS4. It will be coming to PS Vita and PS3 this next month, July. I'm pretty sure, at least. There's some performance issues in the PS4 version, actually. There's that stutter right when the level starts, and there's some minor performance drops in the dragon section, which we'll see later. That's really it. In actual gameplay, it runs perfectly smooth, so while there's some minor performance stuff, it's not the sort of thing to affect gameplay, so I can't really fault it on that. It's, small team, obviously. But I mean, look, the environments. If you're not wowed by the environments already, I feel sorry for you. But there's a lot of variance in the environments, and that impressed me. In addition to just the quality of them, there's a whole lot of them, and each area has a theme. This is sort of watery. Also, when I shut up, you can hear the fantastic and fairly haunting soundtrack. Yeah, the gameplay is sort of I'm sure I've played something more like it than Helicopter, but how it works is you have 2 stick, you control each character with a stick, and you have you move in the outer semicircle, basically. The fish is the left stick, the bird is the right stick, and so you move your sticks, and you just sort of have to move in sync. You're obviously controlling them both at once. It's not a co-op game, it's, it's like self-co-op, but I wouldn't recommend trying to actually play this with a friend. But the movements can be surprisingly precise, and you won't see too much of that in the beginning, but you get sort of a hint of what you can do in this, and there's a lot more difficulty later on. You can't die, but, well, you'll see. Once you get a certain amount of experience, I guess, you go through enough of the level, this happens, and you start to become entwined. And if you take damage by, failing these prompts here, you'll start to separate. 2 hits, or if both are hit at the same time, will instantly separate you. And at the end here, you become a dragon. Now in the dragon sections you just use one stick or you use two sticks to move a little faster. This is what the invert Y axis controls were for. You do use the stick, it's not motion controlled like Flower if you're afraid of stuff like that. And this is possibly my favorite part of the game. I kind of wish you could just go to explore these places because they're just really beautiful, and there's one of these at the end of every level. This is basically your reward for finishing the levels. There's trophies and crap, but this is what I play for. Just really cool, low poly, very vibrant and colorful stuff going on. And so once you collect all those little bubble, you know, those triangle things and level up, I guess, you know, you dance around and we're basically done in Lifetime 1 is what it's called, I guess. The levels are lifetimes, and you'll notice I'm like a dragon with bits of orange and blue. That happens if you don't take a hit, basically. Even the loading icon's beautiful. Just look at that. And the image quality in this game is just great, which is... This is the sort of thing that you could have on last gen, but it would be marred by, like, I assume at least the PS3 version probably going to be 720p. Maybe... Oh, damn it. See, that's what happens when you mess up. You, like, take damage, basically. But it would be uglier, and this is too pretty to be ugly. I mean, I guess that's kind of a tautology. But you know what I mean. There's a difference between graphics and image quality, and this needs both, I guess. And when you're not talking like an idiot doing a Let's Play, this is an extremely zen game, and you just... I was so zen I missed the experience orbs there. But just look at this. If you're not amazed by this, you make me sad. You're a sad, strange little man, and I feel sorry for you. Jesus Christ, look at this. Look! Just honestly. When I saw stuff like this, I just went and bought it from the store. I bought it day one. Or no, I didn't. I wasn't able to buy it day one because my internet was out, but that's a story for another day. As soon as I was physically capable of accessing this, I did. Yeah, that was fun. My internet went out on the first day of E3. And that's when the Sony conference was, and the Sony conference and the Nintendo conference were mainly what I wanted to watch. I caught all of them, but so I had to tether to my phone, and I used 2 gigabytes in one day just watching the Sony conference. As you can see, it gets a little harder, and there are more complex movements, and you sort of have to move, you know, the most basic way is you move them, you know, the fish and the bird in the same way, and then sometimes there's opposite, and then later on you'll see situations where you have to move them in completely different ways. Also, I love how the little tiles sort of make music with it too. It's not really a rhythm game, but it has sort of that. Music is definitely part of the experience here. I guess music's always part of the experience, but I mean, you know what I mean. Whatever, words. Oh, this is cross-buy too, by the way. I definitely recommend it on PS4 for the reasons I said. People are ridiculous when they insist that performance is not relevant to video games, because I mean, if you are able to, play Flower on PS3 and then go to PS4. You'll be surprised how good it looks. Oh, this one. I love this one. I love all of the End of World ones, actually. There's none I didn't like. I've taken a lot of screenshots of this game. If you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen lots of them. And this is one, there's some minor frame drops here in these worlds. Not really a big issue since there's no way to get hurt in here. That's, you know, it's not the skill-based part. It's just float around and look at everything that's absolutely beautiful, like the Ferris wheel. I just absolutely love the art style in this game. You've probably picked up on that slightly. So I guess I won't fangirl over the rest of the video, but we need a gender-neutral term for fan-ing. I guess it's just fan, but you can't verb that. That's not the sort of word you verb. Anyway, I won't, you know, just continue to talk into your ear about how awesome this is. You should just go and purchase it. If you're physically able to. If you're not physically able to, perhaps you should purchase PS4 and this game. It's a sound decision. You should hire me as a marketing guy. That'd be great. Well, oh, I meant to mention this earlier. There's a really good Polygon article on Pixel Opus and the making of this game. And the PlayStation blog also has a good post about this, but the Polygon piece goes a lot more in-depth. I'll link both of those in the description. I definitely recommend checking those out. I'll give you a sneak peek of this world. Or actually, I'll show you the challenge mode. We'll go through this a little bit because it's so pretty. Look at this. Like, I know not everyone has the same values in what they, you know, want in a game, but personally, I would pay $10 just for this, even if the gameplay wasn't enjoyable, which it is, by the way. And at some point, at around World 4 plus, it starts to get fairly difficult. The last two gave me quite a bit of trouble. The game's pretty forgiving. What happens is when you're in that mode where, you know, you're entwined and you know, the meters start to get closer together. If you take damage, you'll start to break apart. So you have to go like so many in a row with, you know, without taking damage. And you don't get a game over, but you have to redo that segment if you take too much damage. So it's very forgiving, but you do have to do, you know, there's a certain barrier to entry that you have to be able to pass, you know, a skill barrier. It's not something that's gonna, you know, drive you insane, but it may take you maybe, I think I took maybe 3 or 4 tries on on the second to last one. I think maybe a couple more on the last one. Then again, I was dumb and I took a break. This game, it's very good to get in flow and just continue playing. Like, it's possible, but it'll take, I don't know, maybe an hour or two to go just straight burn through all of these levels once. It'll take longer if you want to get all the trophies and all that stuff, but I'll also show you, this is the challenge mode, which are basically specially made levels where you only get 3 hits. No matter, you know, it doesn't matter if they're consecutive, but you only get 3 hits. And you unlock progressively harder ones as you get, you know, as you don't die, basically. And they're unique, so it's definitely worth, even if you are only interested in the story mode and the, you know, seeing pretty visuals, it's still worth playing this because it has unique visuals. It is much harder than the main game, though. I have already beat the main game, but I haven't even unlocked I haven't tried very hard. I've only played this 3 times, but I still haven't unlocked the second level. It gets harder, obviously. Oh, also one tip, the game gives you this hint, I'm pretty sure, but you want to move your characters at the, you know, you want to move the control sticks to the very edge to give you the most feeling of control in this. You don't strictly have to, like, they move anyway, but it's definitely best to move it out to the edge. I also rather like, the game has hints on loading screens, but it also lets you turn them off. And I rather like that because they can be sort of annoying to get the same hint over and over. Like, even funny hints like Borderlands 2's loading screen, when it's the same crap over and over, it can be annoying. And especially for a game like this where, you know, a state of flow is pretty important. I definitely appreciate being to turn those off. And I wish more games had dynamic help that was able to be disabled. Like, Uncharted does it somewhat decently. It'll, let you try on your own means, and if you haven't finished a puzzle in so long, it'll be like, hey, do you want a hint? It will not give you a hint, it'll ask if you want one. And you can just be like, nah, I don't want one. Sorry, I'm focusing. No talking. Damn it! 7 seconds away. Oh well. Yeah, hopefully you can sort of see there's some definitely skill involved in the gameplay. Yeah, that is Entwined. I definitely think you should check it out if you have any capacity to do so.